positivity in every single thing in life, there is always an upside to these downsides. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new here. Hi, my name is Brooke, and on this channel, we like to talk about all things personal finances and getting better with our money. So if that is something that interests you, please make sure to subscribe. It really helps on my channel, and I love putting out this content for you all. If you didn't know, it is Financial Literacy Month. April is all dedicated to financial literacy. So I'm going to do a very short mini series of a few videos talking about some financial literacy topics. So if that's interesting to you, make sure to get a notification so you can see when I put out all of those videos. But I'm aiming to put out one video a week this month so that you can have all of this great financial knowledge. So this is for my beginners. So if you are new to personal finances, maybe you are newly in college and you're just starting out, or maybe you just need to figure out how to make your finances less complicated, this is going to be your starting point, because today I'm going to be talking about the 3 main accounts that you need in order to set yourself up for financial success. So let's dive right in to what those 3 accounts are. The first account is your checking account. Now, everyone needs a checking account. This is where your money is going to go in and out. This is where all of your bill payments are going to come through, and this is where your money is going to go out to your savings account. Your checking account does not have to have a high percentage rate. Usually they don't, usually less than 0.1%. And you can open up a checking account at pretty much any brick and mortar bank. Online banks have them. You can also do credit unions, wherever you want to open up an account. This account will allow you to have your checks deposited automatically into them each payday, or you can put them in manually yourself. The checking account is what I call your home base for your finances. Inside of your home base, you're going to be able to set up automatic withdrawals that go straight to paying off your bills, paying off any debt you have, and putting money into savings and investing that money. So this money is going to be going in and out. So the main things that we should keep in mind when we're looking for a checking account is 1, try and find a bank that does not have any fees on their checking accounts. Some banks do have fees that they charge in order to open up an account, and they will waive those if you have a certain amount of qualifying deposits or a number of transactions made in a month. So make sure to read the fine print, but I prefer banks that do not have any fees associated with just opening up the checking account. Secondly, I want you to make sure that you have at least a little bit of a buffer inside of this account so that you don't have to worry about overdrafts. Because you're going to have your money automatically be pulled from this account, you want to make sure you always have enough money in this account to cover those expenses. You don't ever want to overdraft, because if you overdraft, you may get hit with a fee, and that fee is usually $25 to $50. So that can add up if you're overdrafting in your account a lot. So we want to make sure that our checking account at least has a little bit of a buffer, a few $100s, whatever you need, so that when those bills come out, you're going to be covered. Now, once you have a handle on your checking account, your home base, then you can open up account number 2, which is your savings account. Now, with your savings account, I really recommend that you open up a high yield savings account. A high yield savings account is a savings account that gives you a higher than normal rate on your money. So in a traditional savings account, your interest rate may be anywhere from 0.1% to 0.5%, so peanuts. However, in a high yield savings account, they usually offer you 10 times that rate. So the going rate that I see right now is 3 to 4%. Now this will change depending on the market and things like that. So always check to see what it is, but even 3% is way higher than 0.1%. And what it will do is it will just help you to save money even faster, because the bank is giving you more money on top of the money that you're saving with them. I definitely recommend a high yield savings account. Now, with your savings account, you can have it at the same institution that your checking account is in, or you can have it at a different bank. There are pros and cons to each of these. The pros of having it connected to your checking account and having it at the same bank is that transfers are going to be instantaneous between them, which means that your money can flow in and out pretty quickly from your checking to savings account. However, if you are someone who, I need to cover that from my savings account and I kind of need this money like right now. I told myself I was going to save it, but I need it right now. maybe that's not the best for you. Maybe what you need to do is put a little bit of guardrails in place, and that's what you do by putting your savings account at a different bank. Because if you put your savings account at a different bank from your checking account, it means that that money has to go in through the traditional transfer process between banks, like if you were exchanging money to your friend. So it's going to give you that buffer time of usually 1 to 2 days to get to your checking account before you can spend it. So it might help dissuade you from spending that money in your savings account that you're trying to save up for future expenses. So with the savings account, you also want to make sure that you know the number of transactions that you can do within a statement period, which is usually about 30 days. So for example, the Ally savings account that I have linked below that you can sign up for free, it has 10 transactions per month that you can do. So after those 10 transactions, you can't move your money out of the savings account. You have unlimited times you can put money in. You just only have 10 times you can pull money out. And that's another buffer to keep you from just taking your money from your savings account all willy-nilly. I think that transaction limits are fine. Some people don't like that. So just find a bank that works for you but gives you a really great rate. So now that you have your home base, you started saving, you've got your emergency fund started and all that kind of stuff, and you're in a good spot, you're not feeling like you're living paycheck to paycheck, then you can move on to a brokerage account. Now, with the brokerage account, there's a lot of different account types you can have within it, but an overall brokerage account is where you're going to be able to buy and sell stocks, mutual funds, ETFs, those kinds of things. Those brokerage institutions are going to be the ones that help you buy and sell those stocks. Now, when it comes to your brokerage accounts, most of your retirement accounts are going to be a brokerage account. So your IRA, your 401k, those kinds of things are going to be in a brokerage account because that money, you're trying to grow it for the future. And the fastest way to grow your money is to invest it in the stock market. Now, right now, the market is down and it's a little bit scary because you see the numbers dropping, but don't worry, keep holding on because the market does this from time to time. We see dips, but we also see that once the market recovers, it recovers really well. So what you want to think about right now is that you can actually buy stocks at a discount because of the way that the market is going right now. So positivity in every single thing in life. There is always an upside to these downsides. So within your 401k, the one recommendation that I make for everybody who's just starting out is make sure if your employer offers a 401k match, that you are getting that match. Now, what this means is that your employer will put in money to your 401k if you also contribute some of your money to your 401k. And the great thing about 401ks is that this money is all pre-tax. So it actually lowers your taxable income that you make throughout the year. So you get a discount on your taxes pretty much by putting money away for your future. And if you take advantage of the 401k match, then you're basically getting free money from your work. And you definitely want to be doing that because that employer match is going to be able to make your 401k grow even faster. The second type of account that you want to think about for retirement is an IRA, a traditional IRA, or a Roth IRA. So a traditional one works the same way as 401k. The money is pre-tax, so you get a taxable benefit within the time that you put that in within that calendar year. But if you go with a Roth IRA, you put in your money after tax, so you don't get any taxable benefits now, but unlike a traditional 401k and a traditional IRA, when you go to pull out the money in a Roth IRA, you actually pull that money out tax-free, and all the gains are tax-free. So you don't have to pay the government on that money. You just have to put the money in after tax now, and then you get the tax benefits later. That's a really great vehicle. There are limits on both the 401ks and the IRAs, so always make sure to check on what those limits are. And if you can, try and max out your Roth IRA or 401k each year. That's going to help you really grow your wealth in the future. Now, another account that can actually be inside of your brokerage account that not everyone thinks about as a investment vehicle is your HSA, which is a health savings account. So your health savings account is available to you if you have a high deductible healthcare plan. A high deductible healthcare plan just means you have a really high deductible, say $2,500, $3,000, and you won't really get to see any benefits from your healthcare until you reach that deductible number. So one of the benefits that come with that though is the HSA. And so with an HSA, we actually like to say that they are triple tax advantage because one, you're putting the money in pre-tax. So the money is coming out of your check each pay cycle and it's lowering your taxable income for that year. Secondly, when you go to pull that money out, if it's for a qualified medical expense and you have the receipts to show for it, you don't have to pay any money on that either. You just say, hey, I use this for my dental appointment or I did it to get some LASIK or something like that, qualified medical expense. Take that money out, all free and clear. And the third way that it is triple tax advantaged is that if you don't use your HSA money, it rolls over into the next year and beyond. It's not like an FSA where you have to spend it within that year and you can only roll over so much money. With your HSA, that money just stays in there and keeps staying with you until you close the account. And then what you can do is after you reach a certain threshold, usually $1,000, maybe $2,000, depending on what your account says, then all that money above that, you can actually invest it in the stock market. And that money can grow tax-free, just like your Roth IRA. And so then when you get to retirement age, you can actually pull money out of your HSA and it's all tax-free, just like your Roth IRA. So that's a third account that you could have within your brokerage account. Finally, we have just your regular after-tax brokerage account. Within this one, this is where you can just buy and sell stocks whatever you want, whenever you want. And this money can be used for whatever you want because it's your money. There's no tax benefit for putting that money in there. It's just your money to play with however you want. Now, there are some tax advantages to having an after-tax brokerage account. For example, if you have long-term capital gains, which means that you hold the stocks for at least a year or longer, when you go to sell those, the gains that you make on that sell are actually going to be taxed at a lower rate than your normal tax rate. So that means you will actually pay less in taxes on that gain than if you sold it when it was before a year, where that's known as short-term gains, and that will be taxed at your normal tax rate. So there are benefits like that. Another benefit is tax loss harvesting, which means that you can sell stocks at a loss and you can write that off and it will help offset some of your taxable burden from the gains that you've made. Now, if you want to do tax loss harvesting, I would definitely make sure to read up on it and understand like all the ramifications of doing that. But I prefer to just hold my money in there and keep dollar cost averaging, which means buying into the market at regular intervals and just letting that money continue to grow. And I'm not really trying to do any of the tax loss harvesting because I'm not really trying to sell the stock either at this moment. So now you know the 3 main account types that you need to really get started upping your finances. Your checking account as your home base, your high yield savings account to let your money start working for you, and your brokerage account to build long-term wealth. Let me know down in the comments below what kinds of accounts you have and what you're doing with your money to help your money grow for the future. And thank you all so much for watching. And as always, please make sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you all in another video. Bye, y'all.